All right. Good morning, guys. So I'm going to do some problems, just three of them, one per question type. That should get you a jump start for this assignment for today. So here, number one, I've got find the slope between these 2 points. All right, this is -1, comma 2, and this is -3, comma 8. All you have to do for this one is use the slope formula. And I'll write that one right here. I've got m equals, and then you got your y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. Now, because you guys don't have those TIN spires at home, you might have to do this by hand. So if you're doing it by spreadsheet, this is where it might be a little bit of growing pains, but it'll be all right. So I'm going to label these x1, y1, and I've got x2 and y2. Remember, this is the first point, so they're both going to be 1. This is the second point, so they're both going to be 2. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and fill in those numbers. So y2 is this 8. Then I have minus, and then y1, well, that's this 2. So 8 minus 2 on top. Then I've got on bottom x2, and that's this -3. I have to include the whole number. And then don't forget this minus right here, x1. And this is another minus right here, so it's a -1. Don't forget those negatives, or else it's going to mess up your answer. Then I'm going to go ahead. I have 8 minus 2 on top. That's 6. And then on bottom, I have -3 minus a -1. If you have a minus a negative number, think of it as they both become a plus. So -3 plus 1. Now, please do not say -4 because it should be -2. Remember, if they're opposite signs, you got to take away from the numbers. So I've got 6 over -2. You can go ahead and divide those, and you should get -3. And that's pretty much it. That is my slope for number 1. Not too bad. Let's go ahead and check out this one right here. It's asking what is the slope of this whole equation right here? Y equals 4x plus 5. Well, I know that it's actually in this form, y equals mx plus b, or what we would call slope-intercept form. What does that mean? Well, it means that this right here gives me a slope and the y-intercept. Well, this m right here happens to be the slope, and this b happens to be your y-intercept. So, all I have to do actually is look at m for this equation right here. And my m happens to be the number 4. That's pretty much it. My slope is 4. Nothing else to it. Now, number 3 is going to be a little bit strange, but we'll get through it. I have this one right here. Now, it doesn't look like slope-intercept form. This is actually in what's called standard form. So, what we have to do, I'll go ahead and rewrite it. What we need to do is we need to turn this into slope-intercept form. So, what I need to do is I need to take this 6x right here, and I need to move it all the way over to the other side. And what do I mean by the other side? Well, if you see this right here, this equation, think of it as a line that cuts this in half, right? So the 6x is going to the other side of this equation mark. And every time you cross this line, every time you cross it, it will become a negative, or the opposite sign. So since this was a positive 6x, it has to become a negative 6x. If it was a negative 6x, this would have been a positive 6x. But since I moved it over, I can go ahead and get rid of this one. And now what I have is I have y equals 12 minus 6x. And then I can switch these two around. So y equals negative 6x plus 12. These two are the exact same thing right here. The only difference is I just switched the order of how I wrote them. That's completely fine. So now it actually looks kind of like slope-intercept form. And since it becomes slope-intercept form, all I have to do is look at m, or the number in front of x here. And I know that m is negative 6. If you look at the beginning of this problem, so this 6x plus y plus 12, you'll see that it was a positive 6. But down here, our actual answer is negative 6. So you actually have to be careful with problems in standard form. I'll link more resources regarding how to solve for y, but for the most part, this should get through most of the problems in the assignment. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me via Remind or on the Google Classroom. But other than that, have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys later.